And what's going on, everybody? Back with another jam-packed episode of Annihilation Overwatch. Tonight, the Pufferfish take on the unknown Gryphons in an absolute epic bout. Here live in the booth, we got the one and only Stick Drift.
And we got a whole lot more Overwatch here. Unknown Gryphon, Sussy Pufferfish here to take out another mid-season matchup, and both of these teams have a lot to offer. In matchup 5 and 2, Unknown other side matching 4 and 2, the top two in our top three, trying to be able to maintain pace in this lead for the top four here in Tier 3 division. But we're trying to be able to see if there's going to be any distinction between these teams. For Gryphon, it's a chance to kind of elevate themselves and try to jump into that number 2 spot to try to be able to contend with the likes of teams like Save It, Private Tommy. But for Pufferfish, it's about being able to maintain pace and assert dominance.
Very well said. Very well spoken. Yeah, I've seen both these teams go toe to toe since week one, as far as, the skill caliber and as far as team composition goes, both of these competitors here tonight are definitely strong opponents for each other. So this is definitely going to be a jam-packed match.
Definitely a lot going back and forth here. And we got a pretty interesting map pool to jump into today, getting map 1 kicked off on Ilios to start. A lot of different looks here, especially we've seen a lot of variation with Dive, as History Pass has told us. Definitely could be a different flavor. We've seen a lot of teams like the opt into the Diva try to be able to absorb a lot of these threats. The Winston's still pretty healthy competitive mainstay as far as the scene is seen, but a lot of this map pool as we devolve into these later matches, it might just be Dive the entire way. We have Ilios, Blizzard World, Esperanza, Watchpoint, Gibraltar, and Suravasa if the series goes to map 5. Could it definitely go to distance? I believe so. These teams ready to show off the best, but today it might just be who can conquer this Dive comp better.
Yeah, I'm ready to see some dive. I know that we could see Berber shut the dive down with the Reinhardt, so I'm pretty excited.
Definitely some shakeups here, but it's definitely interesting jumping into this middle of the season. You got not too much going on either side, 2 losses respectively to both sides, but it's been a pretty steady road for both of these squads so far. Pufferfish on really hot cylinders, winning the last 4, being able to kind of maintain this momentum. On the other, Gryphon, it's a little bit of more of a steady pace. We're gonna have to see if whether or not this momentum has built over the past few weeks, and it's gonna clash today. But a lot of changes definitely possible here. Whether or not it's gonna be pertinent, we don't know precisely, but I definitely think this has to go the full distance.
I'd like to see him at 5. That'd be a very interesting turn in the day here.
Definitely a lot. I mean, if these teams don't go to map 5, I feel like we're just robbed at this point, right? Like we have some
Most
of the best in
likely,
tier
it's
3 to
every
offer.
caster's dream to go all the way, and even get those last minute matches in too. You know what I'm talking about? When the control maps go from 1 to 1-1, and then you go into the final bout. It's an epic time to be alive.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take our deep dive into these rosters. For the side of Pufferfish, we have Hamburger, we have Shaq, Wild Reapers, Frog, and Deathslot. As
Shaq.
far as the starting 5, or I believe that's Shaq. Shark. Ah,
Shaq. The
God,
Shaq.
this is where the numbers kick in. Either it's gonna be Shaq or it's a shark. You feast or famine,
He's
or
the
you're just gonna dunk
Shaq.
on everybody. There's no way around it. Definitely could be the impact player here, but for the side of Unknown Gryphon, definitely some interesting lineup here. Don't mistake yourselves. The Patriots' Drake May is in the lobby. Not at training camp. We are in the Overwatch lobby. We are here tier 3 trying to get a win today. Asa Strata, Creo, and Mimi rounding off the rest of the roster. Definitely some interesting players here. Definitely have established themselves in and out of the tier 4 scene. Definitely some potential for a lot of these rising stars, but any standouts for this roster here? But
Yeah, I miss the Mimi Momo combo, but I'm definitely ready to see some Mimi support today. They've been very strong all season long with some Curie plays, definitely repping that Ana. But what I'm more so excited about is the Strata DPS. Ooh, Like, this is definitely going to be fun. Wild, Shark, they're also great. Frog plays a mean Lucio. So, if I'm looking at this lobby right roster starting 5, this is a pretty head-to-head matchup here.
You definitely go the full length here, and it's just going to be interesting to see how the architecture of Ilios is going to play to either of these teams. We've seen a lot of teams opt into like this dive threat and try to see instant tracer, maybe some echo on the likes of your lighthouses, your wells, trying to be able to play a lot of this verticality for a lot of teams. But I'm more so interested, if you do look the side of Pufferfish, we have potential for like a Lucio Kiriko backline. It's definitely a lot more controlling in terms of the space, but trying to play verticality could be a little bit more of a challenge, and trying to be able to create a little bit more of an impact point for the rest of the core to stabilize on is going to be interesting to see whether or not the team is able to ride with that momentum. But for the side of Unknown Gryphon, there's definitely some potential going the other way. We talked about the strat at DPS, being able to lean into some of their strengths and see if they can try to provide as much disruption as possible to try to be able to shut down what could be thrown in these major swing moments for the side of Pufferfish, right? We're going to see a lot of investment into these key moments, whether or not the team's going to be able to maintain a lot of that pressure and be able to make the most of their spikes. We'll have to see. But whether or not Gryphon's going to be able to disrupt, you definitely want to look eyes in on Asa and Strata. Going to do as much as they can to try to at least weather some of the storm and enable the rest of the core to be able to get some value.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some of this farmer. Skinny. Feel like we called him onto the spot.
Yeah, but I guess take a second while we're getting ready to get our last caster in. Pipes, as far as any predictions? Rest of the match
I'm ready
here,
for this
full
Tracer
distance. Who do you
matchup.
got?
For right now, honestly, round 1, I'm not going to sway. I'm about 50-50 on the marker here. Because this is really going to come down to this Pharah play and this Tracer gameplay here. Oh man, I don't know. When you asked me about the rosters before, I went and started doing some digging and a little plotting in my head with a little bit of a team strat of what they could do on these maps. So I'm kind of a toss-up for round 1.
We'll have to see as we get started, loading into a lot of
Sussy's
here.
opening
Ilios,
card.
we'll have to see what the comps look like here, but it's one shouldn't be anything too out of the ordinary. Should be able to see if there's going to be any diverse looks here, and it is going to kick us off here
Ooh.
on the well.
My ping is going crazy. Ear.
But yeah,
Feel
getting
like
started
we're
here on
on
the
like
well.
California ping.
That's still in like Chicago.
Ooh, Central Chicago would make a lot of sense.
Well, we got some
I like
comps here,
Texas.
shaking out on both sides.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying in general. Like, I think they got the best ping in general for like everybody to connect to.
Well, interesting comp here for the side of Pufferfish. You're going to see a little bit more of the dive, a little more traditional dead slot blocking the Ana, the Winston, Pharah, Echo, double flyer here. A little bit more maintained, sustained pressure probably onto this cage side. But on the other side, it's going to be Drake May on the Roadhog.
Oh well, you gotta go Roadhog here. The hole.
You can never forget when there's a hole, there's a goal. And Hamburger looking to set up on this high ground, trying to be able to establish a lot of the point. And this is going to be pretty touch and go here for the side of Pufferfish, trying to be able to initially try to drain a lot of these resources out of this May, but Hamburger is going to force the protection suits out of the backline here. A lot of pressure being applied here from the Winston, but the rest of the core is just looking for any sort of way to get active. Asa trying to hold out onto the side angle, try to at least limit the potential of the backline, but the hook on the Frog is going to displace the Brigida on the low ground. Sleep and the Anti going to be able to catch Drake May, not too worried about it, but the hook onto the Hamburger is going to force the jump pack out of the hole. Going to be able to stabilize a little bit, but Shark looking for a little bit more damage on top, but it's not going to be a lot of pressure to maintain the point here. Drake May and the rest of Unknown Gryphon able to take the first cap here, and there's no real longing presence for the DPS of the side of Pufferfish trying to be able to take some initiative here. And about 10%, and it looks like this Roadhog comp's just holding phase.
That's correct. Seems like this you know, they are definitely the kind of dive comp are definitely able to stage for free, but this Roadhog comp is really can just sustain any dive you throw at them, and they're really kind of able to force off and push away anyone who tries to get close to them, especially with this Kiriko and this Lucio. Not really great dive targets in noticing.
A lot of going back and forth. They did get a pick in Creo a little bit early here. 5v4 Hamburger trying to be able to take the initiative in the back. Mimi does get forced, but the hook on to Frog. Drake May able to stabilize. Mimi does get traded out the other way. Flex support taken down here for the side of unknown Gryphon, but Wild Reaper able to strike a kill, gets one, gets a second. Nano boost invested onto Shark here, looking for a little bit more closing damage. Drake May trying to do as much as they can, but the damage is too much. The Farah good for threes. Also looking for a pulse bomb onto the Ana, isn't going to be able to catch, and it looks like a nice turnaround here as Pufferfish get a much needed cap, but it did cost at about 48%.
Not a bad go indeed. And what a beautiful take by the Pufferfish too. Honestly, I'm really liking this Winton gameplay here from Berber.
Definitely is causing a lot more threat. There's not a lot of sustainability that Winston's going to be able to do, but building up to that nano boost is going to be critical. But Asa able to get a trade on the other side of the map. Reapers just gets taken down. Shark looking for the equalizer, will get it. But trying to be able to weather these storms as long as possible is going to be necessary. But Drake May looking for the hook, is going to catch Hamburger, but nothing too out of the ordinary. He's going to try to stave off a little bit more threat. But this is where Shark's going to have to look to get aggressive, but Strata able to find the revolver true, gets the DPS taken down, and Berber's looking to try to be able to sustain on the other side. Strata looking for the Deadeye in the back, does get dropped awfully low, but Hamburger gets taken down. Headshot from Drake May, and it looks like the flip's going the other way for the side of the Gryphon.
Oh man, but a beautiful catch up for the Pufferfish. Honestly, 53 to 48% here. Not a bad move. And this could quickly go in the other direction with one simple reset.
There's going to be an exit pick here for Shark onto Asa. Does remove the sustained poke threat here from this Echo, but you have to be a little bit more concerned about whether or not Reapers can get in and try to get some value with this barrage. It's going to be 4 ults closing in on a diff, potentially in this fight. On the other side, they do have support ults. Drake May holding on to the full hog, trying to at least weather the storm from Hamburger's attack, but the damage has already been dealt. Asa, with the focusing beam, going to take Shark out of the equation. Look at try to be able to close in, but Whole Hog and Kitsune Rush going to take Hamburger out, no problem. Looking for a close here, and this is a nice aggression that we're seeing from the side of Gryphon. Trying to stagger out the rest of these kills, the backline not able to get as effective, and Froggy getting staggered out here. Hook, line, sinker, Creo able to find the headshot, looking to close out the stagger. No ult's going to be invested here. It's going to be last second touch. Barrage in the back for Reapers. It's going to catch him to Mimi, but the beat is going to be forced on the opposite side. Shark looking for the copy, not going to be able to get it off. Creo able to get the hit. Hamburger looking for the last second touch, does have the primal rage, going to be tiptoeing, looking for a little bit more damage, but also still holds on to this duplicate, looking for a little bit more, but Frog trying to return with the rally. Hamburger does get dropped off the low, looking for some assistance, but does get focusing the Brigida out of the equation, looking to try to shut down the rest of the staggered threads. Nano in the back on the Reapers, but looking for a touch. Drake May also able to get the headshot, but the trade tanks get traded out. Duplicates on the other side. Reapers does return in the Tracer, is going to be able to take down 2. Looking for the duplicate takedown. Also will get the headshot onto Sloth, looking to try to be able to clean out the other way. It's a 3v2 on the point, favoring the side of Gryphon, but looking for last second touches. Reaper's still on the point. Also gets another finisher. Frog taken out. The recall force from Reaper, looking for a last little bit of hope, but Hamburger able to return on the Winston. Bubbles out, looking for a little bit more time, but it doesn't look like it's going to be there. Pufferfish is going to have to call it quits as map 1 favoring the side of the Gryphon.
What a good way to go out.
Also on this Echo is popping off, and right now they're I'm noticing that it seems like blue team's DPS are really getting caught out. They're kind of overstaying their welcome a little bit, and also is just really able to punish them hard for it and kind of running the lobby a little bit.
Yeah, the Pufferfish, I mean, I feel like they were covering the ground that was needed to get covered, but when it came to initiating those picks, side of Gryphon really had it locked down, you know, between the chain hooking and all the booping. They were just on point, keeping them condensed in their own place.
It seemed like it was a lack of lane control that was occurring, especially from the side of the Double Fly. If you're opting into sustained damage, there's no real answer to Strata's Tracer trying to be able to get in the backline and trying to displace the DPS. And whether or not they're getting the assistance from Frog on this Brigida, get that Pax to try to take some of those duels, you have to see. But it is going to be a shakeup here as we see the Ashe and the Torbjorn. Here the DPS lineup for the side of the Pufferfish. Hamburger moving over to the Diva. looking to try to at least capitalize more on these Ana grenades, but it's going to be also on the side of the map looking for any sort of connection. Sleep Dart isn't going to catch onto anything, but Drake May still holding on to this point as much as possible. No real threat to touch on the other side. Berber looking to try to be able to get the tap on, looking for a little bit more. Suzu is going to be out for Mimi. The nade is going to connect, but Reapers has dealt the damage. Strata gets taken down. Really excellent job trying to shut down the potential for this Tracer lane, and now the rest of the damage up. Sloth able to take Drake May down, the rest of the core falling, and it seems like Pufferfish have found their footing as they get a first cap.
First cap indeed for the Pufferfish, and I think it's this Diva swap along with this Torb pick. You know, this entire comp rotation has been pretty fire for them.
Let's see, it is for some trades on the other side. Drake May moving to the Diva, and Strata's going to be moving over to the Ashe. A little bit more of a consistent poke threat here. I like this, trying to at least mitigate some of the effect of the Torbjorn if the long poke phases stay prominent, and you let Asa cook on this Echo. We'll have to see, but Drake May looking to try to recall a little bit. Does get their health back. It is going to be an uncontested flip here for the side of Gryphon, trying to take down one more, and Shark gets punished. Asa looking for the opener. Will end up getting it. 5v4 here, trying to potentially stagger out some more, but Hamburger does force the protection. Suzu in the back, does cost the mech, and it looks like the kill and the damage has been dealt. And it looks like the rest of Pufferfish are going to have to call it quits here. Nice turnaround, but it did cost 30% here, and there are ultimates at play. And closing out on potentially 5 here for the side of the Pufferfish. Nice little shot from Strata. Nice little pick to prolong the stagger.
This high ground defense that they got held right here is great. They took the point, gained some space. And now they're holding this high ground. A little backline shooting here from Asa.
Damage up front is going to be Strata gets taken down though. Berber looking for the connections, will force the rally on the other side, but Strata and Asa able to respond. The Torb gets taken down, looking for a little bit more, but at 4v3, it does force a duplicate. Ashe gets duplicated here for Asa on the high ground, just maintaining, but Berber looking for some help up front. Does pop the self-destruct, isn't going to connect onto anything. Does get a fresh mech though. Looking to try to be able to stabilize the other way. Both support ults invested here for the side of the Gryphon in response to Shark's Bob, but Drake May and Strata, the damage dealt and done. Asa able to finish off that kill onto the Ana as well. Hamburger looking to hold on to the point as long as possible, but the stagger is just going to continue. Diva Mag taken down, looking for a little bit more, and Strata's going to finish it off here. Very staggered attempt here for the side of the Pufferfish, but for the side of the Gryphon, you're looking pretty good, but as you say it, Wild Reapers gets taken down.
Just when you thought getting rid of the air superiority, they just go down in those final moments here.
Duplicate Bob in the front overtime, and it's not going to be a touch. Hamburger with the nano trying to get on, just gets booped back, held at a whim, and map 1 going to the side of the Gryphon. A very convincing 2-0, especially here on Ruins.
And our Annihilation play of the game goes to Wild Reapers on the Pharah.
Yeah, especially if you were able to enable some of this Pharah gameplay to get some of these picks, especially with how open, trying to be able to play vertical in tandem with the Echo from Shark on the other side. It's an excellent attempt, but you have to be considerate of the Tracer in some of these angles. You could try to at least get some pressure, but if you're not getting sustainable assistance to try to pepper in some of that damage and force that kill box in the cage, it just doesn't turn out. And for the sake of it, the Cassidy and the Roadhog here for the side of Gryphon getting a lot of value, but we're gonna have to see if it forces a shakeup as map 2 head into Blizzard World, and right now the better poke team just happens to be led by the Roadhog and Drake May.
Yeah, I definitely think Pufferfish is really struggling to during that, at least during that match, that map, sorry, was really struggling to kind of recognize when fights were lost, because a lot of times, especially in that on that second map there, they were Pufferfish were already down, I believe, 2, and yet their Diva kind of just charged in and basically bought the enemy team another like 10-15% off of that stagger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of these fights, and we see the disorganization trying to be able to deal with a lot too much, but not committing to a singular idea. We did see Hamburger trying to get aggressive to initiate some of the resources getting thrown in the backline for the side of Gryphon, but it wasn't enough. You have to contest the threats that are actively putting on the pressure. Asa with the Echo just almost left completely unchecked for the majority of ruins, and they were able to just run the show as far as being able to get in, deal the damage, and get out with almost nothing invested. You have to try to control some of these lanes because the DPS are getting rather aggressive. If you aren't able to punish, you got to at least make sure that the D.Va can play a little bit more of a two-way game rather than just trying to be able to make the space here. But as far as the look goes, it is going to be some swaps here. Gryphon looking to sub in Fishy in the tank position. No more Hog. But potentially it could be a shakeup here. A lot more longer sight lines. We could see potentially some shakeup for maybe a Sigma. Definitely wouldn't be out of the interest to keep the dive look. But for the side of Pufferfish, there are definitely some questions still had here. And whether or not you could play the slow game to try to clear some of these angles before encroaching on space, you have to take it a little bit slower to try to at least give your DPS a chance.
That is 100% correct. I also wouldn't count out Pufferfish here because they do seem very comfortable on that dive comp. And with them being on attack, they could really be able to out rotate UKN here and really kind of force them off of their set high ground, whatever position they want to play, whether it's they want to play boat or they want to play the top right high ground. They can kind of force them off and even catch them rotation and then back out if they need to, without really going to be able to be punished here with either a Winston comp or even the D.Va, which they seem very comfortable on.
Yeah, and I kind of want to add to what Skinny was saying just there, especially on this specific map being Blizzard World. This, if you're, it is literally a playground for dive, in my opinion. And if they can out rotate, like control is a little bit different, you know, that base defense that they had and the pushing from Asa, being able to apply that pressure was great, but on a map like Blizzard World, this really could lean more so towards Pufferfish as a heavy pro-dominant dive mappy kind of vibe, especially with what Berber's got in his back pocket too, tank-wise, right? Like, he could clearly play the D.Va, clearly could play the Winston. We all know he could play Reinhardt. Like, he could shut it down and he could go bunker if they have to. Oh, God, okay, all right. And as I speak to tell the tale, we need the Orisa select here from the side of UKN.
This composition brings a lot of different looks here, especially because mid-range poke that the Junkrat and the Orisa are going to have value getting, and then we're also going to see Shark move over to the Tracer. They really want to try to dwindle down some of these resources, and even if it breaks down into a mid-fight where you're forcing a lot more touches on the point, the Junkrat could be a little bit more punishing. Oh, doesn't seem like the Orisa is real. Hamburger moving over to the Winston. This is making a lot more sense. But on the defense here for this side of Gryphon, it's going to be Fishy brought in here to play the Sigma.
Sigma. I like a Sigma. This now is going to come down to the timing of the rock and the spear.
But it's going to be Reapers walking out on the tour, looking for some space. Knockback from Berber, looking to get held at a whim, but Shark going to show presence on the point here, trying to at least cause some sort of drops. It looks like the rest of the core is going to give Berber getting control of this high ground. Relative ease, trying to at least reduce the effectiveness of Strata on this soldier. And also, on this high ground, you have to be a little bit more concerned. But Shark looking to hunt in on this back line. Jump in for Berber, does force the immortality field from Mimi, looking for some assistance, but the drop the other way. You have to be concerned about the rest of the core into the Sigma, and Fishy looking to hold the rest of the team at a bay. Nice little flick onto Berber, look at the rock. The Sigma's gonna end up getting punished. 5v4, looking the way of the Pufferfish, looking for a return, and it looks like another jump on the high ground, looking to clear out the Baptiste. Regenerative burst is gonna be invested, but the Baptiste gets taken down. Shark there for the cleanup. Strata looking to hold out, but it's not gonna be enough. Whip shot from Frog, and the damage is dealt. The dive able to encroach their way in. Nice little exit from Asa, but it's not going to be enough as first point go on the side of the Pufferfish.
You know, this is exactly what we're talking about, right? Like, even though Pufferfish really kind of had a hard, good bunker comp, it just doesn't mean anything. They can force you out of your nice, safe position and kind of make you turn around, look at all different angles, and kind of collapse onto you.
I really like this. Honestly, this dive composition from Pufferfish is incredible right here. It was so fast, so swift. They were able to close in and like completely cut off this team's resources from being anywhere near effective. And the poise to take that point. Ah, beautiful.
Interesting shake up here. We do see Strata move over the Cassidy, a little bit more of a controlling presence to try to at least limit the effectiveness of Berber. Creation does catch on. but Shark trying to force the attention of Creo in the back here, but it's gonna be the barrage on top, but Asa is gonna get put to sleep. Sleep dart from Deathslot, gonna connect, Rally looking for the connection, looking to take down the Pharah, looking for a last second shot, but they won't be able to get out. Mimi does get the trade Hamburger the other way, pulse bomb on top for Shark, not gonna get anything. And just when everything was looking to the side of Pufferfish, the response from unknown Gryphon able to hold firm. That seems criminal, Asa getting out of there. And a stagger on the Reapers, they'll gladly take it.
That was a fantastic sleep by Deadslot, and also really good movement off of Asa to be able to escape that. But looking at this now, Shark does find two very quickly with a really interesting Widowmaker swap. And now it seems like Pufferfish is going to get deep in there, really force that positioning.
Interesting swap here. The Widowmaker here for Shark, trying to limit the threat. Jump at the back for Hamburger, does force the Gravitic Flux, trying to at least get a lot of damage just before the Primal. It's not going to be enough. Fishy able to get the kill onto Hamburger up front, and the rest of us are going to have to go recalling. It is going to be Reapers moving over to the Ferret as well, but I'm more interested to see whether or not Shark can get some of these angles. Looking for a jump shot, not going to get it. Mimi gets the finisher, trying to hold the door here. About 3:15 left to go here, and the late stagger on the Reapers as well. Bit of a tough look, especially with how much open space exists here on the back half of Blizzard World. This is a great spot to be in if you're the side of Gryphon.
It's not a bad position, and with that opening pick there before the regroup taking out Wild, that really went for them on that one. But what we could see here, I mean, I'm actually shocked we're not getting the high ground rotation, but with it, when you are playing dive, I guess it doesn't matter.
Looking at the nano boost on the top. It's going to be a Rally and Amp Matrix in the back here for the side of Gryphon, trying to stave the threat of this Winston. And you have to be a little more considerate, but the damage, Shark catches the body shot, Asa taken down, Primal Rage in the back for Berber, trying to control this backline. It's going to displace them out and towards the courtyard in the back. Sleep Dart and the Fishy up front, trying to corral the Sigma into their own backline. Going to be cut off, taken care of. Loose end held, Shark on top with the infrared, going to catch Asa out of spawn again. Gets a second headshot and Strata. DPS down, looking for more. Shark turning it up on the Widowmaker on point B. This is what we're talking about. It's Shark or Shaq, and this right now, dunking on the DPS with this Widow.
Honestly, he's smelling blood in the water. True Shaq.
A couple more shots up here. It is going to be Fishy moving over to the Diva, looking for a little bit more of a controlling presence into Berber's Winston on the second point. They do have the Deadeye available, Asa closing in on this barrage as well. But on the other side, we do have barrage from Reapers. Frog holding on to the rally now, trying to at least try to get their DPS out of this position on the high ground. But Fishy just holding on, trying to at least mitigate the effect of Reapers up front. But missiles invested early. Hamburger dropping awfully low. Not going to be able to get the finish, but Shark looking for the finish up top. Also looking for the punish. We'll get the direct. Shark gets taken down. Looking for the secondary follow-up. It's not going to be enough, but Reapers gets punished for it. Micro Missile is going to deal the damage. Exit pick on the Strata here for Deathslot. The Bionade connecting. Respawns are going to favor the side of Pufferfish here, but trying to at least prolong this fight. It's going to be a little bit disjointed. The punish here, the shot, the finish. Hamburger ever so low, but also finds the connection onto Deathslot. On a tit taken down, and the prolonged staggers continue. And the side of Gryphon, this is a great way to kill some time. So looking at about 2:15 to go.
Actually, that's a beautiful stop right there, and what a great hold from Gryphon. I like this Diva swap. They got their ult economy up. They're 2 away from 5. Same here for the side of Pufferfish as well. So, you know, this is about a 50-50 go at.
The best part is we're not seeing a lot of like heavy investment here for the side of the Gryphon. Fish is doing an excellent job trying to be able to maintain this pressure with the mech, but also reducing the effectiveness. It's going to be a 3-man nade. Deadeye in the back for Strata, trying to clear up the rest of the zone on the point. Sleep Dart isn't going to catch anything. Nano Boost on the Fishy. Trying to hunt down Sloth in the back here. Barrage in the back for Reapers, trying to trade it out. But it is going to be a pick onto Creo, but it's not going to be enough. Awesome Mimi. Fishy as well. Able to deal the rest of the core out in suit. But now time runs down. It do only invest the barrage here. It's going to be Reapers moving over to the Cassidy as well. And there's the pick you're looking for. Shark takes Asa down. And now it looks like the advantage here for the side of Pufferfish if you want to break through here. But it is going to be a pause.
Well, in this pause, I mean, this would be a good time to kind of discuss what we're about to see. We got a minute and 15 seconds left on the Klizak. Berber's ultimate's about to come online here. What really kind of stinks about this is Dead Sloth now loses that steroid pill that they were packing for the homie. So they're gonna be down they're basically down 2 ultimates here going into this next team fight.
Definitely want to be looking to get that Nana boost back. It's unfortunate, but they do have some space to work with here. Without as much of a continued pressure being thrown in here from Asa on the Pharah, there's a lot more space that Shark's going to be able to maneuver with this Widowmaker, try to at least clear the rest of the front line out. Fishy trying to hold on to this space as much as possible. They do have the self-destruct available to try to weather some of this storm, but you have to look at the position of what Strata is playing. A little bit very aggressive, trying to at least hold this flank on a whim, but whether or not they're going to be able to rotate out, you have to see if Pufferfish can potentially make this as an opener to drive the rest of the map here, because 114, you are going to be playing into a lot of resources on the opposite side. Creo holding on to the rally as well. The bomb, this is definitely going to be a little bit more of a methodic hold here. Could potentially get brought to overtime for the side of Gryphon. Definitely positive looking in here, but Shark does have the infrasight, could potentially provide the knowledge they need to make that opening pick ever so important. But a man down, you have to be a little bit more invested into how you're going to clear this front line. It's not going to be a lot, but they need it quick.
Yeah, honestly, and as soon as we get our player back in here, we're going to get underway. I'm more so, I don't know. This is kind of tough because this is winnable. But at the same time, you're also down 1 player going, like, no matter what, going into this rush here. So you're either losing time, wait for your guy to get into the spawn, come out on their character, or you go in 4v5 on this. Actually, it's going to be 4v4 because it's going to be one big kerfluffle, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Diva bombs are going to be flying. Going to see some rallies going.
To see, but I'm very interested into why the late swap to Cassidy here. It definitely is meant to try to control some of the space that this Pharah from Oz is trying to at least mitigate on this tight space, but trying to play into this open sight line and try to play as effectively into how far away the Pharah can get some value with these rockets. You have to be a little bit more concerned, especially for Berber, trying to see if they can make a lot of these longer jumps work for spacing, but it's just not providing the interest that they're looking for, especially with how much health and how much armor it takes to try to burn through this Diva. Sure, the Tesla cannon able to bypass some of that armor, but it still takes so much to try to be able to clear out the Diva as a threat, especially in this open space. 1 bomb is good enough for at least a kill here on the second point. As we get ready to unpause, get back into the lobby, potentially back in. Yep, that slot's going to be returning. On the Ana, it's going to be a quick recall here for the side of unknown Gryphon, looking to try to potentially get out. Strata, combat roll, going to ensure their safety, but not for long. Shark has struck. Feeding grounds, rally up front for Frog, trying to strike the narrative forward. Doesn't meet the barrage. And rally stun on the other side. Also able to get the connection. Self-destruct to catch on to anything in the front. Berber looking in the back, looking to get the primal. Displaces Mimi forward. Excellent primal. Try to be able to displace, but it's not going to be enough. Asa in the back already gets the pick on the Shark the other way. And Strata returning on the Bastion, the turret form, getting the tank removed, and promptly so. 30 seconds left to go. An excellent response here for the side of Gryphon. And as they look to hold out here, Berber looking to move to the Diva now, but is it too little too late?
May or may not be. All's out of the way now. This just comes down to pure skill, heart, and raw determination.
Berber looking for a last second touch, overtime in tow. Shark looking for a shot, long way. It's going to be the terraform here for Strata, trying to burn through the effective health of the Hamburger Diva. Gonna get ever so low. It does get stunned out, but it's going to be a trade of max on both sides. Hamburger looking to hold on to the point, but they need some more assistance. And meanwhile, Asa on the other side looking for a little bit more attention on this Pharah, but Reapers able to finish off the kill in the back. Nano in the best. looking for anything. Deadeye for Reapers, looking for a last second touch, but Asa's got 2. The nano boost too much for the Pharah, and it looks like it's gonna be a hold here for the side of Unknown Gryphon.
Not a bad turnaround for Gryphon. They were able to lock in on that last and final section of the map, and they held true. But now, do they have what it takes to push it all the way?
A lot of interesting swaps here. I'm kind of concerned as to whether or not the Shark Widow is a bit more stringent than being able to get effective value here. Don't get me wrong, we've seen the picks, but trying to be able to play into such a collapsed space on that first corner definitely makes it a little bit more difficult. Trying to at least remove Asa from the equation would be a little bit more beneficial, considering that they're getting met at a crosswind up front. But it is going to be a change up here, especially in this defense. Hamburger holding on to the Winston, but on the DPS line, very interesting pick here is Shark is holding on to the Sombra.
The Sharky Sombra pick.
Today, you serve the Emperor.
This is definitely going to take care of business, as they would say.
But definitely, I can potentially leans into the aggressiveness of Hamburger up front, looking to try to shut down some of these rotations and provide that hack target that could potentially be vital to success. But on the other side, Strata's back on the Ashe, also returning to the Pharah, and it looks like a little bit more traditional poke, or the dive here for the side of Unknown Gryphon. But very deep hold here, especially in the back here. Reaper's on the Cassidy, just opting for a lot of space to be given here. Berber is going to get naded and taken down. The direct from Asa. Excellent shot. It's going to take the Winston out of the equation. Jump in the back for Fishy. Does get antied ever so low, but he's going to live. Shark gets the virus in the Asa. Strata able to trade out the other way. 4v3 favoring the side of Gryphon. Try to control the threat up front, but Fishy looking to split off Reapers on this high ground. Looking to potentially isolate this cast. It's not going to be enough up front. Strata looking to get the swing up top of the coach gun. Hamburger returns to the point. Got 2 ticks given up here. Nade in the back on the trio is not going to be enough. But looking for a little bit more back and forth. Berber trying to tango on the point. Shark looking for some assistance in this flank. But Asa looking to get the finish. Will they be able to get the direct? They will! Just missing the pack. Shark gets taken down. The Pharah looking to strike more up front. Frog gets bubbled, taken care of. Second kill for Asa in this fight. Berber on the other side does get slept, trying to go for the jump. And no touch means no cap, no point. And Unknown Gryphon able to keep the ball rolling with a cap here on point A.
Not a bad take for Berber though. Stayed alive. Oh, he's good for the biscuit here, but now getting chased down by his counterpart, Mr. Fishy.
Nothing too aggressive here. Interested by the swaps here. Shark returns to the Widowmaker, but we are going to see Frog move over to the Alari, trying to provide a little bit more open space to try to shut down Asa's presence on this Pharah. Gets dropped ever so low. It's going to get the trade in the Hamburger though, and this definitely seems like a little bit more beneficial for the side of Gryphon. No Winston to have to corral the threat up front, and without the Brigida, you have to be a little bit more wary for your backline. A lot of damage has been dealt, but maybe going to take down Shark on the side. Excellent pick here from the Ana, and things just seem to be worse for wear here for the side of the Pufferfish. They need a response. And a boost up top. Fishy looking to try to clear the space. Forts do end up getting corralled out. Headshot, not going to be enough. Nano just wearing off here. Just going to force the Primal, but on the other side, Reapers and Berber trying to hold the rest of the core at a whim. Seep Dart catching on the Fishy, looking to hunt down this Widowmaker ever so longer, but they will get out pretty safely. Hamburger looking to hold on to the point. Bob invested on the point for Strata. Does get the knock up on the Reapers, looking ever so close, but Strata able to take advantage. The Berber pick gets taken down. Bob good for a second, and Shark looking for the headshot. Does take care of the Bob, but no contesting the point. It's been ever continued split efforts here for the side of Pufferfish with no ground, and now 5 minutes to get through the third point of Blizzard World here to set themselves up for a 2-0 lead. This is looking pretty good here for the side of Gryphon.
Yeah, Gryphon, it's moving and grooving and definitely cooking.
It's best of quite a
Speed
bit.
on their side, 4:45 on the clock.
A lot of investment on this back end of this fight. They take 4 ultimates for the side of Pufferfish to try to break through, but there's the pick you're looking for. Strata able to keep the momentum going. Shark gets taken down. Nano boost on the Berber, trying to trade out the other way, but Creo holds firm. The Brigitte able to help weather the storm up front. Primal in the back, trying to displace Mimi. Reapers does take the space away from Asa. The removal of the Pharah is definitely pivotal here. Hamburger trying to prolong the pick up front. Strata gets taken down in Taxi. Reaper's able to take some of the space back from Bourbon, but you have to be careful. Fishing, looking to encroach on some of the space. Jump up front is going to split the rest of the core here, but Berber has to return to this fight. There's still a jump and a half away, and Asa gets the barrage on the Shark. Like, you had the momentum, you got the picks, you had to call it quits with Creo. With the stagger on the Berber, it's just looking tough for wear, and one corner now stands between Gryphon and a second Cap here. Deadeye in the back. Reaper's looking for a pick. Isn't going to be enough. Looking for the touch. Captain Sun in the back here. Looking for the ignition. Frog will take Asa out. Nano boost on the Strata. Is going to catch on the Brigitte, but it's not going to be enough. Mimi good for one. Good for a second. Fishy able to clean out the rest of the kills. Berber looking to get on the point, but gets primaled away. The capture, the momentum. Gryphon is moving on cylinders and now stand one map away from a sweep.
Oh my god, what a pickup. And the Annihilation play goes to Shaq on the Widowmaker.
The Widow definitely had some bright moments. The late pick just to prolong the stagger out of spawn. Like, these are some nice shots from Shark, but you had to be able to give the space for the Widow to look for these continuously. It wasn't as sustainable as they wished, but also on the other side, getting tremendous value out of this Pharah. Even with all the hit scan swaps, they're able to weave in the directs, able to finish off some of these kills, and just keep the momentum going for the side of Gryphon. It's just been dominance on another level. And now, as we head into Esperanza, where we could see more of that dive, it's looking rough for the side of the Pufferfish.
I'm just putting in the gambling. That's my purpose here today.
Definitely a lot more back and forth, but we're also seeing a lot of disconnect from the side of Pufferfish. We try to talk about the effectiveness of Asa and Strata leading this charge with the DPS core and the flexibility they've been able to poise, but Pufferfish has just been playing disconnect, trying to play their own game. But right now, they need everybody to get on the same page. Hamburger trying to take the aggressiveness, but the rest of the core trying to lean into the more of the poke style. Whether or not they can get a turnaround, it needs to start now. And right now, they got to get out of their heads.
I wouldn't say the Pufferfish are in their heads. I think they played a very strong game last match, right? A lot better, a much better approach than what we saw on the control map, right? I feel Pufferfish were able to really make plays happen more on that openness. And, you know, now you go into another dive heavy game mode such as Esperanza. And in this situation, you know, Gryphon may be a little bit more well-rounded to what Pufferfish's playstyle is, but this is still anybody's game. This could be either match point right here, brooms out heavy, or, you know, Pufferfish could turn this around and bring us into a game 4. So anything could happen. And, you know, I kind of want to see a little bit more Lucio play from Frog. You know, I've been liking the Brig picks as well as the Iati, but, you know, I would like to see Frog stick to the true Lucio here and get a nice drive going. I think they're a good air assassin. I think it would be a big play making opportunity for them, you know, especially with some of the mains that I've seen from the Pufferfish. You know, we don't know. They gotta lock in here. They gotta lock in. They gotta play together as a team and get that aggression going on and apply that pressure to turn this game into their own.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of an uphill crawl, not only trying to be able to get everything together right now, but they got to continue to do so the rest of the series. It's been disjunction for the most part to see the disconnect from the rest of the core to what's happening in the front line, trying to take the aggression, but the rest of the team's trying to be able to peel. They have to try to address some of these threats more immediately. If it needs to slow down their game, in order to do so, they need to try to take the time and invest in their rest of the core. But it is going to be a swap here for the side of Pufferfish. It is going to be Virus coming in for the side of the Pufferfish in this backline. And as far as a change in the flex support category, does this potentially shake up the ideology of what comps they're going to play? We could see some changes, maybe a little bit more of a brawl variety.
It'd be nice to see brawl. I know that the Pufferfish, and I mean, we've seen it from Gryphon today. They could definitely do the brawl. Just more so the matter of what they're feeling when they go out there, especially on Esperanza. I actually think this is one of the better push maps. New Queen Street is like my favorite, but I really like Esperanza as far as like competitive gameplay goes. I feel like the bends, the corners, the routes you could take, it's very in depth on this map, and you could utilize, if you can utilize this map to its full capabilities, it's a great map to play on.
Yeah, we'll have to see if this change is going to be enough. But for the side of Gryphon, it's been dominance from top to bottom. Asa, whether it's the Echo or the Pharah, we've seen flyer dominance occur all round, all map long. We've seen it. We're going to potentially see it again here on Esper as we get going. But whether or not they're going to remain uncontested, you have to think that this has to be priority number one for the side of Pufferfish, is try to reduce the effectiveness of this DPS, and whether or not you can balance the threat for the rest of your DPS to try to be able to mark that lane versus denying the Winston to get as much value as it has been. We could see Fishy return on the Sigma potentially. Haven't seen any swaps here for the side of Gryphon just yet. Not going to be the Drake May Roadhog as much as we wish you could see it again. But definitely some other plans here as they want to shut the door on this one quickly. They get ready.
All right. So on the left here, we do have the UKN Gryphon, and on the right, we will be seeing the lovely Pufferfish here. And what an interesting debut of cards to go on Esperanza with. I'm actually kind of siding with Gryphon here on this one. I like the JQ Venture composition, especially with this Lucio Kiriko for the backline. I think Stick, you may agree with me on this one. The Gryphon comp here on Esperanza is looking really tough to go up against. Formidable, some would say.
And you have to be a little bit concerned because Asa on this venture is really going to be trying to spring a lot of this aggression up front, because this core isn't going to be able to take as much sustained poke from the rest of the side of the D.Va. And there's the hack and finish. Shark, just as we talk about it, the aggression gets turned the other way. This poke is so deadly, especially with the Sombra in tow. Mimi gets taken down in short response. Asa does get the feed pick on the Frog, looking for a little bit more, but Reaper's chased ever so low. Asa looking for the finish and gets it! The Venture able to turn this back into a 3v3. Virus jumping back in on the wire, looking for a pick. It just when things were looking so good for Pufferfish, it's a return and response from the side of the Gryphon. This mid-fight you had to try to be ever so careful about. And the trades are going back and forth. Asa and Shark get taken down. Berber removed from the mech, looking for a finisher. Creo is gonna get it. And just when it was looking dicey, Gryphon able to respond. Excellent job here for the side of Gryphon, trying to lean into that mid-fight capability. And there's a hack up front. An excellent pick to set up the finish. Virus able to get the finisher onto Fishy, and also looking to try to be able to get the chase in the back onto the Sombra. Looks for the shot, will be able to get it. Looking to chase onto more, won't be able to do so. Sticky Minds from Shark able to finish off the job. Berber moving the cart, trying to press out the rest of the core here, but they're gonna try to be able to maintain the space. And it's interesting how the rest of this core, they don't want to play for really poked out fight, especially with this Moira. You want to try to be able to force the narrative, try to get the Venture, the Junker Queen in a position to be able to make work, because the Moira is going to lose a lot of resource very quickly, and we're going to see whether or not the rest of the aggression is taken. But Virus is going to try to lead the fight here. Beat match on the other side from Creo, but Shark gets taken down. Mimi able to take down the Echo. A lot of damage removed here for the side of Pufferfish, trying to drain the resources. Hack onto Creo, looking to potentially get a finish. There's a bomb. on top. Self-destruct for Berber. It's not going to catch into anything. It's going to be fresh mech on the point here. But look at the point. Awesome's just stolen the bots. And do they even know? The bot's just going to keep moving. They're going to keep fighting Reapers. Does get the pick onto Creo, onto the point. They're going to continue to try to take this forward. But Awesome's taking the point back to the butt scratch. Are you? Do they know?
Shark
They have
just
no idea.
Shark
that
just
Timmy
went
just
by
got
them.
a butt scratch.
Didn't even notice.
And they're looking for the tectonic shocks now, trying to be able to punish the Moira. Looking to chase it down, just force him back. But Austin's just solo taking this point by storm. And here comes the rest of the core. 4 people trying to clear it out now. And it looks like the rest of the core here for the side of Gryphon trying to be able to help in pursuit. They aren't able to get the kill, but now the mid fight's being forced up tight. Duplicate in the back. It's gonna be Visor here for Strata, trying to take the fight the other way. They do have the coalescence for maybe try to choice the Junker Queen out. Micro Missile does get the effective kill. Fire's taken down, copy as well. And Austin's able to take the momentum the other way. But the bot, in the meanwhile, Reaper's looking to steal it back the other way. But the fight going the way of Gryphon. This has been back and forth. The fights are just happening in such random spots. The bot just keeps moving back and forth in such large quantities, Pipes.
Honestly, it's tug of war at its finest. Except in this situation, Gryphon is just being real dominant as far as owning the map.
Oh, that's a nice pick. The
They're
Helix
taking great
Rocket.
pride in, like, look at this. They're peeking these corners right there. Moira, Mimi is literally just peeking in the back line, just trying to figure out where the Sombra is. Getting these random taps in, having the enemy team turn around. This time Pufferfish coming from the back end.
EMP in the back, Reapers comes back from spawn, and it is gonna look like it's gonna do enough. 3 down immediately. Fishy looking to hold on to the point ever so longer. Gonna get taken down. A bit of a heavy investment here. There is the Coalescence and the EMP for Pufferfish to try to get back into this, but they need the time and resources to try to take a little bit more of these dissected fights. You saw Reaper is able to lead with some of these hack targets. They're playing isolated enough to where they could try to punish, but they have to allow these resources to take form. Frog on the point, trying to take this back to midway. It is going to be the Rampage here for Fishy on top. It's going to go uncontested outside of the beat here, but it is going to be Creo taking Pirates down. No flex support available. Beat for Frog's going to catch on to 2, able to hold the point healthy for now. But in the back, Shark's going to be able to get the headshot onto Strata. 4v4, but the point getting dragged away here by the side of Gryphon. Commanding shout for Fishy, trying to take the D.Va out of the equation. Self-destruct. It's ever so low, but it's going to take down 2. But Fishy able to get the jagged knife on the Hamburger the other way. It's been back and forth, ever so scrappy. 3v2 on the point here, but Asa gets taken down. The rest of the core here for the side of Pufferfish looking to close it out. Mimi looking for a fade and chase. Strata does get the pick on the Reapers in chase, but it looks like the supports are able to get the bot moving. Strata taken down. Frog living up to the name. The Lucio proficiency at its finest. And finally, some positive motion for the side of Pufferfish.
I'm telling you, the frog Lucio is an aerial assassin. Okay, speedster to the 9, can get the picks, can drive the offense. This is definitely what they needed here.
Asa looking for the burrow, trying to clear back onto the point. There's the uplift. Does get hacked here. Forces to be here from the side of the Gryphon, trying to maintain the venture in the back here. But Shark looking for the copy. He's not going to end up pulling it here. Strata able to finish off the kill, and the rest of the core looking to punish, but Hamburger the other way. Removes the Junker Queen, and Fishy looking for a trade the other side. Asa in the back line looking for one. Will take down Frog. Coalescence in the back. Berber looking to trade the other way. Does force Mimi's own Coalescence. But it looks like the rest of the core here for the side of Pufferfish trying to convert into the Moira, but the damage in the back gonna help Mimi finish off the kill on the Reapers. And it looks like stabilized from the Moira. You gotta look for any sort of finish here, but Berber to take down the Venture, looking to get some assistance from Mimi. It's not gonna be enough. Virus able to finish off the kid here. Frog in the back will take down Creo on the point. Looks like Pufferfish should be in a position to take this pretty methodically, but Strata in the back does have the tactical visor available. Shark looking for the lift. Mimi gets ever so low, and the focus is going to do just that. Finishes off the kill. Stun in the back from the Berber. Will remove the mech. Hack of the Fishy, and the Junker Queen's gone. Taken care of. Does cost the mech, but it looks like the damage has been dealt. Whatever cost it takes. Asa trying to stall now on the point with the Venture with the Burrow. Looking for any sort of pick to get out. Hack isn't going to be able to connect onto anything immediately. Shark looking to get the finish. Will be able to do so. An excellent stagger here as they get the butt scratch. And maybe this is the turning point that Pufferfish needs.
Man, honestly, Pufferfish getting their butt scratches in. Now finally moving this point closing it in on the lead turn tie with 2:38 left.
Trying to get through the straightaway is definitely a task. They do have the EMP available.
I think the Burger swapped to the Diva before, along with Rig swap to Lucio. Definitely helped this team take charge.
Damage been dealt. EMP connecting onto 4. Gonna finish off 2 kills for Reapers there. Sombra getting immense value now as they're finally in the positive. About 2 minutes left to go on the side for Pufferfish, trying to at least get around this corner, but also still lingering in the back. Trying to get a cheeky little flank off. They do have the tectonic shocks available here. They do end up getting marked out by Frog. Try to be able to reduce the effectiveness also on this venture, but you have to be concerned. Reapers in the back looking for assistance, trying to clear out this venture, and they will be able to get the pick. Also gets taken down. Attack Visor in the front for Strata, trying to clear out the rest of the space. They are going to try to weather the storm, but there goes the B. Reapers isn't going to be able to get it though. Berber able to punish Strata up front. 4v3 favoring the side of Pufferfish. Trying to take the back half of the beat forward, and they will be able to do just that. Mimi gets taken down, looking for sustainable heal, but Stark on this Echo doing an excellent job beating the force up front. Fishy trying to maintain presence on the point. Will get taken down out of the mech here. Finish off the focusing beam. 3k for Shark. And now entering the last straightaway, about 1:15 left to go. It did take a lot of ults though, so there's definitely some room for Gryphon to try to get back into this.
Oh, awesome. Some risky business.
That was devastating. The hack onto the Coalescence of Mimi, but it is going to force the Tectonic Shock and the B. Also able to get on the 1, gets a second with the Drill Dash. Able to finish out Berber for now, but it's so devastating. That hack from Reapers catching immense value. Just when you thought you only needed the Coalescence, you ended up needing 2 more ultimates to try to clear out the rest of that space. It does allow for Times of Fires to try to build up to the Coalescence of their own, but they need to try to spill out some of these fights to at least make it a one-fight scenario. They do have about 40 meters in advantage, but they have to make good on it.
Yeah, so this is good that everybody got forward spawn advantage, but now we just need one stop here.
This is going to be Strata getting a pick on the Reapers, Coalescence to the other side, and it looks like Pufferfish wanting to fight this, and Onyx gets punished. The rest of the core trying to be able to corral the side of the point, but Berber's going to be there to touch. Breakout on top, looking for any sort of assistance. Shark looking to get this finish on the Mimi, but it gets taken down. Fishy in the peel, looking to remove the Echo, and we'll be able to do step out. Virus and Hamburger the other way. Get 2 picks, no sustainable healing on the point, and there's not even going to be a touch! No touch! Fishy back in the peel, not able to get the touch. And Pufferfish, in a much needed response, are going to force a map 4.
Apagando las luces.
Excellent job here. Play of the game going to Wild Reapers. Looking to get more work on the Sombra, and we definitely saw the play leaning into trying to punish a lot of these threats with the hack. The immobilization that is locked out due to that hack being ever so devastating, especially in the isolated targets we saw in the Junker Queen, the Echo, trying to be able to find those picks ever so early. We'll have to see if Pufferfish maintain this pick, because it's definitely the strongest look we've seen from them today. And right now, if they need any sort of response to Asa and Strata, it's trying to be able to isolate the targets and continue their momentum. We saw Asa trying to move over to the venture, try to get a little bit too cute on some of these flanks, just wasn't able to get the value they were looking for, but the rest of the core able to take the initiative, and Pufferfish now have a response and potentially start the path back to a map 5. But for Gryphon, there's plenty of time to work with. You have Dive in your back pocket. You got to try to be able to lock down, let Asa cook how they know. As we get set for Watchpoint Gibraltar, could we see more of the Sombra?
It would be nice to see the Sombra on this, but honestly, I'm really happy with the turnout from Pufferfish. Honestly, Gryphon pulling that C9, it kind of hurt them a little bit, but what would have happened in that following team fight, right? You know, you had Berber right there heading back towards that point anyways. So that would have definitely an interesting way to go into, to end map 3 and go into map number 4 here. So the reverse brooms could be coming out now for the side of Pufferfish, and it's only a matter of time to see what we have left in the tank here for both of these teams.
We'll have to see, but if this is the calling card for the side of Pufferfish, maybe the Sombra is something you want to help at least refine into. I want to see if they could potentially allow, especially for Gibraltar, there's not a lot of space that can be forced by the rest of the core as readily as you may want to. Trying to clear some of these pinch points and especially the power positions for the supports on these high grounds is going to be pivotal, but trying to be able to enable some of these 2v1s that could happen on the cart, if you just force the DPS pressure that way, I could definitely see Reaper Sombra getting so much value, trying to lock down any efforts thrown in on the point. There definitely could be some space for Asa to work in on the venture to try to disrupt, but trying to play a little bit more vertical, you have to allow the rest of the core from Pufferfish to really lean into the fact that the core will get punished if the DPS are taken out of the equation. I want to see more of these 2v1s. I want to see the isolated targets from Reapers trying to lead some of the initiative on the Sombra because Shark has the potential to finish off these kills. We've been seeing it a lot, really good turnaround with the Echo on that map. If you let this kind of brew a little bit longer, try to shut down some of these threats from Gryphon, you could very well easily force a map 5.
You really could, especially on this map. But I will see y'all in a little bit.
See you later.
It's gonna do it for Pipes as now we head into map 4, looking for some changes for the side of Gryphon, looking to try to lock down and really prevent this from getting out of hand. Try to at least get a bounce back. You give up Esperance, no big worries. End up giving a map 3, you can give up 1, nothing too worried, but for Gibraltar, it's a little bit of a different game as the objective is definitely a priority here. What the comps look like here, and starting out the attack, it is gonna be Gryphon looking to roll out on this dive composition. Pretty standard. He's gonna be also looking for the early teleport. Interested to see what the DPS shakeup is, but for this defense, it's a much different look here than I was expecting for the side of the Pufferfish. We were gonna see a potential spawn hold from Berber and crew. We do see the Ramatra, the Symmetra, the Cassidy in tow. Iris on the Batiste as well. Spawn hold on Gibraltar. I definitely can't say I've seen this, especially with a look like this. This is very interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing mobile games this whole time.
They're taking it up on the TP on the high ground. Very interesting jump. Doesn't look like it's gonna catch them too much. Biotic grenade is gonna take Virus out. Shield bash from Creo gonna do the job, but Berber trying to at least hold his toe on the point. Really trying to deny against, but the nice melee on the Asa. Gonna remove the Tracer, at least stagger out a little bit, but the rest of the core is gonna have to call it quits. Dark Frog looking to hold on to the corner, a little bit more space. Kita looking to try to clear. Strata looking to take down the cast on the side ever so low, and it looks like there's the finish. Just about as what you may have expected. A bit too aggressive for the taste of Pufferfish, trying to take up into the high ground, but one bio nade from Mimi able to do the damage, but now it's Shark on the Reaper? Very interesting. Definitely a lot of back and forth, and especially with the power position Mimi has on this high ground. Biotic grenades are not going to be an issue. Teleporter on the top for Reapers to try to contest, but not going to be enough. Rest of the core trying to stabilize inside of the server room, but Fishy and Asa dealing the damage, and Virus gets taken down. Steve Dart in the back, but Mimi will get traded out on the other side. Hamburger trying to reduce this Winston down to Adams, gets ever so low, trying to get the health back. Berber will get the pack, trying to take the 2v1, but in the meanwhile, Strata chasing down Frog, able to get the finish there, but Reaper's on the other side, removes Fishy from the equation, and Shark taking Asa down as well. This skirmish is seeming to benefit Pufferfish. The more it seems to break down, Berber looking for the pummel, will take down Creo. Strata on the high ground, trying to at least stabilize some of this position for the side of the Gryphon. But it looks like this is just pure scrappy. This is almost comp-like, and it seems like the chaos is benefiting the side of the Pufferfish.
Surprised they're running a brawl comp on watch point. It's not very common.
We're seeing a lot of aggression, and it's not even that conjoined, but they're really trying to force the idea of taking your ones and try to at least make quick work. Asa trying to at least provide some space on the payload. It looks like the rest of the core is going to be able to try to follow suit, but dropping into this box, you have to be a little bit concerned. Strata looking to pop the Bob for a little bit more space up front. Berber does pop the Nemesis front. Does force the Nemesis, Pulse Bomb, Annihilation in the back. Hamburger looking to hold on to the point, but Reaper's able to get the high beam, and Matrix on top for Virus, but the Nano on the top. Looking to try to trade it the other way. Fishy will take down Virus, looking to stretch a little bit more. Annihilation running down. Hamburger looking to get some assistance, but cut off. Looks to get another Nemesis form. Primal in the back. No real contesting the point here for the side of Pufferfish, and very disgruntled the rest of the core here. Looking to try to take the aggression, just not what they needed, as the side of Gryphon are going to cap point A with about 3:30 here left to go on Gibraltar. Definitely a lot more space here. Some interesting swaps here. It's going to be a full brawl, or this almost like zombie composition. Berber looking to the Winston, but we have Pyrus moving over to the Ana, but Shark looking to get a bit too aggressive. Creo ends up getting the pick with the whip shot, looking to call for a pause here. And it seems like we will get it. Seems like we might get a disconnect in about 3 minutes and a second and change, but looking for a bit more aggression here. Reapers does move the swap over to the Sombra, but we'll have to see what happens as we get through our tech pause. I do like this composition for the side of Pufferfish, especially trying to collapse on a lot of this space, trying to maintain the high ground. Pretty good operations to try to at least burst down a target or two, but trying to cross this space, being controlled by Asa on the Tracer. We see Strata on the Ashe, trying to at least lock down on these areas has been a little bit more of a task, and we just saw it just then. Shark looking for a little bit more assistance up front, but does get taken down. But trying to at least get in as the rest of the core, I want to see if Reapers can initiate some of these isolation attempts, especially with Fishy playing a bit too close. Could potentially force a lot of resources, considering the backline and the rest of the core from Gryphon haven't had an ultimate available on this point B attack just yet, but they do have the beat, they do have the Death Blossom in from Shark. We'll have to see if there are any shakeups here as we still wait for teams to get set up right before we get back in, but we hope that we can get some changes here and potentially jump back in for the side of the Pufferfish.
Completely.
Definitely interesting. Like, why? I'm very intrigued as to why the aggression was taken so early. Ramatra Brawl on Gibraltar. It almost feels fake. I would have liked the idea of trying to hold underneath in the doorway on first point, trying to at least stall in the caves, and at least force a very uncomfortable fight for the side of the Gryphon, but we'll have to see as it gets shaken up here. We do have some readies. It seems like we're getting their teams back together here, so we're pretty close getting back into lobby, but we'll have to see if there are any shakeups here. I'd like to see what Shark can do with this Death Blossom, but trying to set up on this high ground is definitely going to be a bit of a task with Strata trying to hold down this lane.
Here we go.
Alright. Looks like we're getting ready to unpause. Breakout on top. Looks like Reapers trying to get ready to make some work with the Sombra, but Asa still remains uncontested on this point. Berber looking to hold on point for a little bit. The displacement of the Brigida. Core split right now, but Asa still just holding on to the payload right now. Looking to get ever so close to the checkpoint, but it doesn't matter. Berber able to get to pick the other side, but point is getting ever so close. You have to be concerned about Tracer and also looking to get out with their life, trying to get out. Looks like the chase is still in pursuit here for Frog. Looking to finish the Tracer. Just ever so one. Recall forced out here, and there you go. Melee for Reapers. Able to clear out the threat, but just so close to capping the point. And it is going to get them pretty close to a full spawn rally here. Berber looking to take the aggression. Nice little nade from Virus. And the follow-up on the Strata. Nice little work from the Ana here. Nice little stagger. It's going to at least pry a little bit more space to get set up on this high ground. And this is the kind of power position you would want to see from the side of the Pufferfish. Try to enable a lot more of these close hold scenarios, especially with Shark with Death Blossom. It is going to force a swap here. Strata moving over to the Cassidy. Try to take a lot more of these close spaces, but isolation attempt up front from Berber, looking to try to get back in, but also on the point. Wait, you can't keep getting away with this. You can't keep getting away with this, and Asa forces the C9! The fight up front, not even worth a mention. Asa's been left alone on the Tracer. You need someone to mark. And the Trace is able to walk it in, no problem. Now 3 minutes to get through the rest of Gibraltar. You have to control this Tracer. Blossom in the back for Shark, looking to trade on the other side. Strata gets taken down, but Mimi looking to get the equalizer. They will have respawns here, and this seems like a costly fight here. No check on the point. The Tracer just remains uncontested, and it seems like it's been accumulation of the rest of the series. Asa's been able to get away with whatever they please. And right now, you just have to look to get any sort of answer to control the threat. Asa looking to get in the back on the Virus already. Does force the sound barrier. Hacking the isolation Shark, now moving over to the Cassidy. Will finish off the kill, but Berber needs some assistance. Anti-nade will be the finisher there. Fishy able to follow up. The Winston removed up front. They do have the Primal. Try to be able to take the fight, but it looks like they're going to recall here. But Shark's able to get the shots needed to close it out. Strata the other way. Will remove the Cassidy. Rally on the point here for Creo. Trying to make some space as they close in on point C. About 2 minutes left to go here, but the bubble for Hamburger going to allow the isolation attempt to work out. But it will trade. Asa gets the headshot in the Reapers, does get the nano boost onto the Tracer, trying to at least burst this Winston out of position here. Does force the protective barrier up front, but now the rest of the core trying to walk it in. Strata in with the Deadeye, looking to make some space. Will catch Shark out of position, trying to close ever so close to the capture point here. It does look like it might go uncontested. EMP will catch into 3. Will there be any sort of follow-up? It doesn't look like it. Asa able to get the finisher. Downtown nade. Mimi able to close the door. 129 left in tow. A full cap here for the side of Unknown Gryphon. And now it just seems like when everything was going so well on Esperanza, we were falling back to rough habits for the side of Pufferfish. As now it's going to be a full capture needed to keep this series going.
The longer this game goes, the more confused I am over every choice I'm seeing being made.
It's definitely one of the games of all time. But we'll have to see if Pufferfish can tighten down. I would like to see if this aggression on the brawl comp we saw in first point might get pulled out again, but they might have to stick with something a little bit more traditional. Yeah, this seems pretty good change to try to be able to match the other side. It's going to be Shark on the Echo. Did find some success, but it's going to be Reapers moving over to the Genji. I'm more so interested why we haven't seen as much Tracer trying to match Asa on the opposite side, or Pufferfish interested to see how they're trying to maneuver around the Reapers Genji this time around. I definitely think it has more sustainability to hold the lane on this high ground, but we'll have to see if the rest of the core can get in a position to follow up. But right now, the rest of Unknown Gryphon doing an excellent job trying to hold out. Oh, nice little jump. Maybe able to keep on to the high ground. And here we go. Attack here for Pufferfish. Looks like the early TP, they are just going to send Frog for the moment. Looking to get some space. Fishy does go undetected, looking for the short jump. Gets onto Frog. Looking to try to split up the back line. Does get the biotic grenade out, but Fishy ever so one. Able to get out. No, they will not. Dark with the focusing beam able to take the Winston out here. And this is an excellent start here. Reapers with the pick on the Strata. Yes, please. Nice finish here in the back. And this is the kind of aggression you were looking to try to see. But for Fishy, it was a bit too much. Trying to get some punish up front, but Asa trying to at least maintain the threat on the point. Reapers trying to hold down the hatch with this Genji, but a little bit back and forth exchange. And that's a little clip there for Asa. We'll be able to get the melee final blow on the Reapers, but Shark in the back will get the finisher onto Asa. We'll be able to at least displace the Tracer threat for now, but no point presence really left to be had for the side of Pufferfish as they try to take the fight up close. And this is a nice little jump. Berber able to take down 2. The Brigand cast taken in suit. Now trying to punish the back the other way. Frog does get punished, but Shark with the sticky mines able to assert the kill up front. Now, it seems just when everything was looking disconnect for the side of Pufferfish, Gryphon seemed to be falling back in the same pattern. Asa looking for a flank, trying to at least disrupt on the point for a little bit of time. Will be able to get a touch here for a second. Trying to be able to play on and off, ever so close. 0.98 meters to go. Does force the recall, trying to get back in. Fishy does return. Looks like there will be a fight. Berber looking to get back in, but the shield bash from Creo will finish off the threat. Pulse bomb in the back will connect on the virus, and the damage has been dealt. The rest of the core for the side of Gryphon able to get back in. The Tracer able to stall out just enough, and it looks like the rest of the core is going to be able to get back in. But about 2 minutes, 5 seconds here, and a lot of ultimates available for the side of the unknown Gryphon. But it's going to be the Tracer copy on the back for Shark. Trying to look for a C9 attempt here. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. They will have to call their losses. You kind of wish you had the duplicate back here, and the stagger isn't going to help. Strata able to make the revolver work out. Finishes the kill. Looking to strike a little bit more space on top here, but the side of Pufferfish, you got to try to slow it down a little bit. Looking to close it in. High ground. Looking for any sort of assistance. Fishy doing what's needed, just trying to hold off the spot for now. Trying to close in. Support ult's available. Nano boost on the Fishy in the back. Trying to clear out the Brigida. The nade gets caught onto Frog. Looking for anything in the back. They will get Frog off of the nano boost. Excellent job. But it looks like it's going to be a little bit more time here, and they have a lot of ults to kill. Sleep dart and Asa looking to get the rally, try to stun, force any sort of retaliation. Primal on the back, looking to get going for Fishy. Will be able to get out with their life, trying to at least stabilize a little bit. But Deadeye in the back, looking to clear some space. Rally in the back for Creo, trying to be able to get some space. They will get taken down. Both supports out for the side of unknown Gryphon. Looking to try to take the aggression, and Shark's already in for 2, make it 3. Also looking for the pulse bomb. It's not going to go their way. Recall force, looking to stall the point. We'll get Reapers as an exit pick. Nice little gift, but it looks like they're going to be ever so close to try to at least get back in. It looks like Asa's going to be able to live a little bit longer. We'll be able to get a last second touch here. Will the rest of the core from Gryphon be able to close it out? 286 left to go in space. Berber does have the Primal available. We'll probably have to Poppy here. Gets dropped ever so low. Primal's out. Suzu in the back for Frog. Trying to return on the Kiriko. Blade in the back for Reapers. Looking for the Nano Blade. Looking to take in the 4. Gets 1. Gets 2. Looking to hold back on Frog. Will get the touch on the point. Overtime now on the docket, but Reapers is already in. The damage, the duplicate onto the Ana for good measure. Reapers in for 3, and the Nano Blade has done its work. First point going to Pufferfish after so much attempt, but 2:20 left to go. The job ain't done. We're gonna set up on this high ground now. Frog with this Kiriko, definitely a little bit more of a dynamic pick to try to help, but Asa still remains uncontested for the most part on this Tracer, doing an excellent job. Gets 1, gets a second. 1 clip on the Frog, an excellent job from this Tracer, and now it looks like the rest of the core is struggling for answers, as it will be a full regroup here for the side of Pufferfish. A late stagger on the Reapers as well. 145 left to go, and the ult economy is looking very worse for wear. The pulse bomb for Asa will take Berber out as well. Another late delayed stagger, but this Tracer has been left to roam almost endlessly. There's been no attempt to try to control this Tracer, and they continue to get kill after kill. It's been impressive to see the Tracer put the team on their back, essentially. But right now, it needs any sort of response. It is going to be Reapers moving over to the Ash, trying to at least clear out this high ground poke, but also trying to provide some space. Berber looking to clear out this high ground from the supports. Go back up to the back of the ship. Isn't going to force a drop. A Berber getting dropped ever so low, having to hold out some space. But Reaper will get the headshot on the Strata. The soldier removed here, trying to at least clear some space on the high ground. But Fishy's doing an excellent job trying to at least keep the Winston at bay. It's ever so low, trying to at least get around the corner. But there's no one holding the car here for the side of the Pufferfish. Hamburger now moving back around. Also looking to get in the back line already, looking for any sort of assistance. Also looking to get in a lot more corralled threat to try to close in, but Shark ever so low. The bio nade in the back here for Mimi will catch on to 3. It won't finish off any kill, but it's going to delay the encroachment a little bit longer. Under 30 seconds left to go, and Pufferfish need to find a way to get a body on the payload. Nano boost on the Berber up front. Try to at least cause a little bit more space. Get going. Does force a recall, but Stark gets the sticky mines. Will take Strata down again. But Asa in the back trying to take a lot of attention away from Frog, is doing an excellent job splitting the resources from the Brigida. But now Reapers gets the headshot on Asa. No Tracer in the back, and now the rest of the core here for Unknown Gryphon looking to try to get back in. They do have 4 ultimates available, trying to get back in, but here comes the rally. Creo looking to get back in, ever so low, focusing for Shark, trying to get back out, but the duplicate for Shark onto the copy at 76, but Reaper gets the headshot, shutting down the visor, but they need to get a touch on the point. Will be able to get back on, but Ruber will be able to get the touch, but also in the back gets the pulse bomb on the Reapers, trying to be able to turn this 4v4. Ruber does have the rally on the point from Frog, trying to be able to close out the space. Nano boost on the Winston, trying to get ever so close, a minute 20, or meter 22 to go, but Fishy getting ever so close, gets Nano. Anti isn't going to be able to have enough, but they look for more bodies in the point. Strata ever so low, gets the assist from Trio. Hamburger on the point, trying to be able to stall out with the Primal Rage, trying to get a little bit more. 0.9 ain't available. Trying to get the anti on the Creo. It's not going to be enough. Virus gets taken down. The Winston, the last threat here. Sleep Dart out. Done deal. Strata with 2, and it looks like the job is done. Point B not going the way of Pufferfish, unable to get the job done as Gryphon hold on to make this a 4-map takedown. 3-1 going the way of Gryphon as they close in and set themselves up as a top 2 in our Tier 3 rankings. Play of the game here from Reapers. Some excellent efforts throughout the series, definitely. Trying to at least give some leeway on the Genji. We've seen it with the Sombra, but it just wasn't enough. Pufferfish just falling short. Gryphon able to lock down, and it's just dominance from the side of the DPS. We have to call out the MVP. It can't even be close. It has to be Asa. This Tracer going absolutely wild, whether it's the Pharah, the Echo, the Venture. It's just being able to cause a disturbance in such monumental ways that has provided Gryphon the opportunity to find these picks and really just make the core hurt where it's needed. Because as they try to get the progression, you talked about trying to be able to get in and get the job done and try to at least weather the storm on some of these pushes. And Asa did an excellent job, definitely worth MVP. Honorable mention on the other side for Pufferfish, definitely going out to Wild Reapers. Excellent attempts with the Sombra, some isolation attempts that were going, some very well-placed EMPs. We saw the Nano Blade, the Genji, providing a little bit more space and some opportunity on Gibraltar, but it just fell short, unfortunately, as Pufferfish looking for some answers. Definitely room to improve here for the rest of the core, but it's going to take a little bit of effort to get back into as much of a dominant top 3 spot as they may have wanted. So shout out to Unknown Gryphon on an excellent job here. 3-1, get the job done against Pufferfish. We'll be able to close out the series. Asa, our MVP. Honorable mention out to Wild Reapers. Plenty to go here at Annihilation Overwatch. Stick around. We got more games coming around the corner at 9 Eastern here.
8.
We got 8. Correction.
30 minutes for the next game. It's my team,
pretty close,
actually.
So pretty close turnaround. So we'll be back here pretty shortly. We'll be able to get you more coverage here, potentially of our Tier 3 division. Thank you so much for sticking around. We'll be right back, though. Annihilation, sticking around the corner. We'll be back at you in a few minutes. It's been Stick Drift. Take care, y'all.